4 in a row. The Bears have won 4 in a row, man. 4-2 feels really nice. It feels a lot better than it did last year after week 6. Hey everyone, Bears win 26-14 over the New Orleans Saints for their 4th consecutive win this season. The first time the Bears win 4 in a row in a single season since 2018. The Bears have won 4 in a row before to end the 2019 season, to begin the 2020 season, but we're talking in season. First time they've won 4 in a row since 2018. And hey, it wasn't perfect, but they won by multiple scores. There's only so much that you can criticize and complain about after winning by 12 points. I know what some of you are about to say. Well, they should have beat them by 4 scores. This was way too close for comfort. They got to be better. This is no Super Bowl winning team. They got to be better than that. Yeah, you're right. But how about this? Shut up. It's 4 wins in a row. The team won by 12 points. Shut it. Can it? They've won 4 in a row. What, did you expect them to win a Super Bowl this year? Seriously. This is supposed to be a building year. We're seeing development. We're seeing our head coach in his 6th ever game win 4 in a row. How about you stop being a negative Nancy and a Debbie Downer and just enjoy the win, please? Because I know that Caleb Williams didn't have a great game. He had 172 passing yards, no touchdowns, and a pick. It's his worst game of the season. Lowest passing yards. First time this year he doesn't throw for a touchdown. And he threw a pick. It wasn't a good game. But, shut up. Because guess what happened? The other 2 major parts of this team succeeded. The rushing offense was great. 223 rushing yards across the board from the entire team. Defense, amazing again. 4 takeaways. That's why they won this game. They didn't need Caleb Williams to throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns and no picks. They didn't need that out of him. The team around him played very, very well. This was a very, very good win for the non-passing offense players. The rushing offense now seems to have found some real form after looking terrible for 4 weeks to start the year. The bye week has helped the rushing offense more than anything, outside of the fact that they're getting healthy. And then the defense, 4 takeaways. They've had 4 takeaways in 3 of their last 4 games. And the one game they didn't have 4 takeaways in that span, they had 3. They have 15 takeaways in the last 4 games. That's how you win football games, guys. Now, can you make an argument that because the team got 4 takeaways, they should have been able to put more points on the board? Absolutely. There's absolutely room for improvement here. This is not a perfect win. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it is. But at the same time, a win is a win. Take what you get. The fact the team won by multiple scores despite the passing offense struggling shows that there's a lot of strength for the entire team and they don't need to rely only on the quarterback to be successful. Which, I'm not going to lie, not a bad situation to be in. The quarterback does not need to be perfect to win football games, and honestly, I kind of like that. Does Caleb Williams need to be better? Of course. That's his worst game of the year. Just for the sole fact it's the first time he doesn't throw for 200 yards, and it's the first time he doesn't throw for a touchdown pass, and he turned the ball over once. But, they won by 12 points still. I don't get really where the complaints are. You can say, oh, well, this would have been a loss against a real team. I'm like, well, okay, glad that he got this bad performance out of the way against a bad team so that the team still won comfortably. Look, does Caleb need to play better? Absolutely. And if that's his worst game of the year, I'm going to feel pretty good about that. I'm not going to lie. 172 yards, no touchdowns and a pick, but they still won by 12 points. This wasn't a nail-biter 1-point win like it's been the last couple weeks. They won this game by multiple scores despite Caleb really kind of being inefficient. Sub-60 completion percentage. Under 200 yards. No touchdowns. And he turned the ball over once. If that's his worst game of the year and they're going to win 12 by 12 points in that, fine with me. Fine with me. Compare it to a guy like Spencer Rattler, who had a higher completion percentage, more yards passing, threw 2 touchdowns, but threw 3 interceptions, fumbled the football, was sacked 4 times. Spencer Rattler simultaneously was the reason the Saints stayed in this game for as long as they did, and simultaneously the reason that they lost this game by 12 points. Like, that's the bottom line. Spencer Rattler coughed up the football 4 times. I do not care that he threw 2 touchdowns. He turned it over 4 times. And that's the thing. We're all saying that this is a terrible performance for Caleb Williams. He only turned it over once. That could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. You see Tua Tagovailoa, no touchdowns, 3 picks, and his team lost 31-6 to Cleveland. It could have been a lot worse. There have been a lot worse. There have been Bears quarterbacks who have had worse performances and still won. Caleb Williams' week 1 performance, his first ever start, he didn't even throw for 100 yards and the team won. So, I get that we're trying to hold him to a high standard. But again, we got to remember what team we're talking about here. The Chicago Bears are not a team that have built a reputation on having great quarterbacks. Look, I know it's going to be a talking point around the league this week, but I don't care. They won by 12 points. Were we talking I know that a lot of people have the magnifying glass on Kansas City because guess what? They won a lot of one-score games and it felt like they got lucky, but guess what? They kept winning games. Was I happy about it? No, they should have lost a couple games. A couple more than 2, but they found ways to win. And here's a team that still won by multiple scores despite maybe poor offense in the passing game. I don't know. Everything else with the team played great. That's why they won by 12 points. Look, I'm going to go ahead and push the passing offense out. That's all the criticism I'm going to do today because this is a win by 2 scores. This is probably the most, iffy I've felt about a 2-score win in a while. But regardless, I'm going to try and squash any sort of criticism I have from here on out because guess what? They won by 2 scores. And while the passing offense was not there and probably should have been better, won by 2 scores. Rushing offense was great. Defense was great. That's all you need to win games here in this city right now. Again, that's what you can do and still get by some bad teams in games like this. Because the Saints are not a very good team. But you can still get by them despite not a great performance. The thing is, if this is the worst this passing offense is going to look this year, fine with me. They won by 2 scores in a game that wasn't good. I don't know. Rushing offense was great. They really leaned on the run in this game, and I'm really happy they did because both DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monungai averaged over 6 yards a carry each, and both got a touchdown. Which, shout out to Kyle Monungai for getting his first NFL touchdown in this game. You love to see it. The guy's been progressively getting more involved in the offense as the season's gone on. I love it. Hey, and it was good to see Roschon Johnson get another carry here. It's been really weird seeing him now being treated as RB3 on this team with Kyle Monungai taking that second spot. But, hey, he got a nice bruiser of 11 yards. I like to see that. We'll see if he starts getting cycled into the offense more often, if he becomes a third down back. And that was his role mainly last year. But still, we'll see if he kind of gets cycled into the offense a little more. I'm not going to count on it, but, hey, glad to see he's still kicking it with the team, though. And I want to give credit to the defense. A lot of credit. Despite letting up the 2 touchdowns as the Saints double-dipped at the end of the first half and to start the second half, they're phenomenal. 4 takeaways again. 4. They have 15 in their last 4 games. 4 against Dallas, 4 against Las Vegas, 3 against Washington, and 4 against New Orleans. And here's the big thing. The offense has only given it away or turned the ball over twice in that span. A plus 13 turnover margin in 4 games. That's why they're winning games, man. Would you like to see them win by more points? Yeah. But, hey, you're winning games. That should be the thing that we, focus on the most. They're winning games. 4 quarterback sacks on Spencer Rattler in this game. Tremaine Edmonds with a great ankle tackle in the 4th quarter. Something that this team has failed to do several times. Quarterbacks have been able to escape through the first handful of games against them. They've gotten close, maybe gotten a hand on him, but couldn't, get a good hold on the jersey. and then all of a sudden they break away. Not here. Edmonds with a nice sack. Sweat got another sack, and then it was Brisker and Gordon, the two defensive backs on the team that just bring it when they rush the quarterback. And Kyler Gordon had a nice sack. Brisker, his sack was really cool. Rattler was just not looking. He turned away to see Brisker coming at the very last second and was barely able to hold on to it. Brisker had a sack taken away from a roughing the passer call, which was, but hey, no complaining about the officials here. They won by 12 points. All right, not complaining about that. And I'm not complaining about it because it didn't matter in the game because they won by 12 points. Like, it didn't matter. 3 picks for the Bears defense here. And it was pretty cool to see Tremaine Edmonds end the game with an interception on that 4th down play. That tag team with him and Edwards popping it up in the air unintentionally. I think he was trying to catch it and it bounced right off the shoulder and the face mask. And it's an easy pick for Edmonds. Kevin Byard, been an absolute lockdown safety right now. You can't get by him. He's got 4 picks in 6 games. He's the first Bear to do something like that since 2012. And it was Tim Jennings who did that. Man, that's a throwback, man. I miss Tim Jennings. He was great. But Kevin Byard's got 4 picks in his first 6 games. And then Nashawn Wright gets his 2nd pick of the year. He's got 3 takeaways this year. He's got takeaways in back-to-back games with the fumble recovery against Washington last week. Like, Nashawn Wright, despite, he's got his moments this year, he's still producing some takeaways, especially, and that's huge, especially because Jalen Johnson's still out. But I love seeing that too. And then Montez Sweat had a forced fumble on the 2nd snap for New Orleans in this game. Javon Dexter with a fumble recovery. Like, a takeaway machine. These guys are so good at taking the ball away, and I absolutely love it. It's exciting defense to watch when you take the ball away at a rate that this team is. They lead the league in takeaways now. They have 16 on the season. 15 of them in the last 4 games. I mean, that's insane. And again, Chris Olave had a couple of moments late in the first half and early in the second half. He caught the 2 touchdowns, had a deep bomb go his way. Outside of those couple of moments, I mean, the Saints couldn't get much going, really at all. I mean, that was a clinic from this defensive unit. And I got 2 more things I want to talk about here in the 4th quarter that really kind of put it away. Ben Johnson challenging that 3rd and 20 conversion for an illegal forward pass from Taysom Hill to Alvin Kamara. A surprisingly good move. I'm honestly surprised. Like, that got overturned. It looked a little close. I didn't know if it was going to be enough to overturn the ruling, which was no flag, good for a 1st down. But they overturned it, and the Bears went down and kicked a field goal. And on that ensuing Bears drive, with Caleb Williams doing all the escapism that he did in this game, he only was sacked once. Well, that was something that I think I would say I'm not happy with him with. He escaped and then still tried to look downfield instead of just take the easy 3-4 yards that you can get on a carry and just go pick up some positive yards. But as he's falling down and pretty much getting sacked, he floats it for DeAndre Swift in the backfield, who then turns it up for a 1st down. Like, that was the best moment of the game for Caleb Williams, hands down. Just getting the ball out of his hands as he's getting sacked after he escapes and prolongs the play enough to be able to get it away. And that was really what sealed it, because they kicked a field goal, and then on the ensuing drive, Spencer Rattler would throw an interception to Tremaine Edmonds to end the game. But, man, couple of big moments that turned the tides in this game. It felt like New Orleans, for a moment there, was going to get back into it. And I really thought that it was the Kevin Byard interception that really put an end to any sort of worry that I had with the Bears already up 9. And it was just overthrow from Spencer Rattler. I don't hate the decision. I mean, Shaheed just blasted right by Tremaine Edmonds. He was, he wasn't going to get by Byard, but he was going to make a catch. It was going to be a big game, but he overthrew him, and Byard makes a really nice catch along the sideline, and I thought that was really the end of things. So the Bears have won 4 in a row. First time since 2018. I love to see it. Should they have probably put up more points at least 30? Probably. They should have. I would have thought that it would be important for them to score 30 in this game, but they didn't. It's fine. They still won by 2 scores. I'm not going to complain too much. All right. what I would say going forward is this is the third straight game where the Bears have had to kick 4 field goals. I would like to see those 3-point drives turn into 7-point drives. I'd like to see 2 of those turn into points that go in for 6. And, that 26 becomes a 34. So I think that we feel a lot better with that. I'd like to see that going forward in these types of scenarios, but I'm not too worried about it just yet. If they lose a game like this next week or in the next couple weeks, then maybe we got to be like, this formula isn't sustainable. We got to find a way to put it in the end zone, but I'm not too worried about it yet. Look, it's week 7. The team's still developing, even though their identity is starting to be formed. There's still growth to go. I think that, again, it's the first year of the head coach and quarterback combo, new defensive coordinator, bunch of assistant coaches are new. I mean, the list goes on. The personnel turnover for this team in 1 year has been great, and the fact they're sitting at the same spot as they were through 6 games last year at 4-2 is kind of nice. The only difference is I feel much better about being 4-2 right now than I did being 4-2 last season. I'd like to see them get another win and get it to 5, but hey, Baltimore's next on the schedule, and looks like they're going to get Lamar Jackson back. I know that defense is absolutely battered, but it's Lamar Jackson. The guy is great. There's a reason why he's in MVP races year in, year out. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league at escaping pressure and just making things happen. So they got to be on their A game if they want to get to 5 wins in a row. I know it doesn't really make a lot of sense to say that about a 1-5 team when the Bears are 4-2, but hey, nothing in the NFL this year has really made sense. We didn't have an undefeated team through week 5. Like, we didn't go into week 6 with an undefeated team in the league. Teams are overperforming or underperforming right now. Like, it doesn't feel like there's any sort of predictability in the league right now. Any given Sunday is more apparent than ever right now. It feels like we're in one of those years where we just cannot predict what happened on a given Sunday. Because this league is great for unpredictability, especially with the scarcity of games throughout the year. Only 17 they play in the regular season. Each game means more. Every play, every moment is dissected in a much more critical lens than in, say, a baseball season with 162 games. Guy goes 0-for-3 with 3 strikeouts in one game. You'll get him tomorrow. But, if you go for no touchdowns, 3 picks, and your team loses by 17 points, well, and then you got calls for your head to get benched. It's depending on the situation, But still, the NFL has been incredibly unpredictable this year. The Chiefs are 4-3. The Bears have a better record than the Chiefs. The Bears have 3 more wins this year than the Baltimore Ravens. They have the same record as the Buffalo Bills right now at 4-2. It's crazy. The Eagles are now 5-2 after losing 2 consecutive games. It doesn't feel like there's a top dog. The top dogs in each conference are the Indianapolis Colts and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they've been playing great so far this year, but it's just not who we expected at all. I mean, the Bears are 4-2 right now. But they're 3rd in the division. And if the Vikings had beaten the Eagles today, they'd be last in the division. They were last in the division through 6 games last year at 4-2. This NFC North division has just skyrocketed the reputation over the last 2-3 years. And it's been crazy. They demand respect, and they're proving that right now with every team at least at 500 or better right now. I mean, this division is a gauntlet. And so the Bears have 3 weeks until their next divisional game against the Minnesota Vikings. They play 3 of their last 5 games against divisional opponents, which 2 of those are against the Packers. Oh boy, that could be interesting when we get to week 14 and 16, but we're not worrying about that right now. We're in week 7. That's still a month and a half away. Nearly 2 months away. Regardless, Bears are fine. They're 4-2. Was it the cleanest win and the prettiest win you've ever seen? No, but they still won by 2 scores. And we should look at it as it is. Are there some warning signs? Maybe. But until they lose a game playing like this, then I think I'm like, it's okay right now. They got to improve, but at least they're still winning. Anyways, that's it. Hit the like button if you liked it. Hit the subscribe button if you really enjoyed it and want to see more content from me. Keep the conversation going down in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about the Bears winning 4 straight games for the first time in 7 years. and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.